You are the daughters of these two very holy, righteous people, Ruchell and Abraham. Tell me what it's like to grow up with people this awake.
Fun and adventurous and very positive. My parents just thank God every morning when they get up and all is good. My father never complains. Nothing ever hurts until something's really bad and then we find out about it because he won't say anything. But my mother always has a fun story. I mean, I come here on Shabbos and we play Rummy Cube and she goes into a song. I say one word and she makes a song out of it.
A little Hungarian, a little Yiddish. Hell for alle Jiden. Lass uns an die Gele. En lass uns an die Gele. En lass uns an die Gele. Mashiach soll schon kommen.
And what are the words?
Oire Boine Shalom means
Right.
God. Help for alle Yidden, which means help the Jewish people.
Okay.
Hell for all the Jews.
Right. Losh zayn de gela.
The
Gela
gela
like
probably
happiness, a party. Let there be happiness already, a party.
Speaking happiness.
Yes. And let
Ask
Mashiach
Let
or
the Messiah come.
come.
the good things.
Yes,
But
beautiful.
what about some of your funny Hungarian songs?
The Lagers song.
Okay.
Is that okay?
What does loggers mean?
In Hungarian means concentration
Auschwitz.
camp.
Ay, ay,
Lager is a
ay.
concentration camp. So there are a lot of young women, teenagers, she was a teenager, 13, 14, that made up songs while they were in camp.
Oh
So like
my
camp
gosh.
songs to
Yeah.
keep them
Yiddish
going.
is like a true story.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. Geien rein der Gassen, kann ich zu wem zu reden, nur zu dir Gott allein. Die Gassen, nur einer allein. Ich kann nicht zu wem zu reden, nur zu dir Gott allein. Weil in Auschwitzer Lager.
Or in the concentration camp, and you're going to the gas chamber, and there's nobody there except God alone, and something like, God, please write something, so I want to go home and I want to see my parents, something like that. But,
And that's how they got through it.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit like the singing on Rosh Hashanah, the da 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 da,
Yes,
that
yes,
ending.
yes. If you ask my girls, they would come over and say, Bubby, how are you doing? What is your answer?
I'm
Terrific. Bobby, why are you limping? Because your hip hurts, your knee hurts, and what do you say? That's the style. Right.
That's
Erika and I were just talking about it the other day that at home, whatever, we're 5, 6, I remember on my parents' nightstand there was a book, black and white, about concentration camp. And I remember opening it up and seeing the pictures, but as a child, it didn't really make sense to me, but we heard that they were and things happened, but it didn't affect us that much. It's really good about telling stories, but always very positive. Her neighbors, she always had younger friends in the neighborhood, listen to music. I think music is what got her through. She was being very positive.
Did she have night terrors?
She does, yes.
How did you believe in God when you heard that she was in the concentration camps?
It's instilled in us that there's a higher power and there's God, and we have to believe and survive by the miracle of God. And being in Russia, I remember we couldn't tell our friends that we were going to shul on Yontif.
Or was it in a basement?
It was out in the open. Actually, we had two. We had one that was in the middle of the city, and then they converted it into a theater. They gave the Jews a very small little house, converted into a synagogue. Used to give us food, kippur, to take to shul with us. And I remember you said, save it after everybody finishes fasting, then you can give it to us.
yeah.
But then I finished it with my friends that were in the shul because we were playing, and there really wasn't much left. Maybe a small piece for you. I remember my father used to carry us on his back. He always had a terrible back, but he always carried us home because we were so tired. Shul on Shabbos.
You kept Shabbos in Russia?
We did our best.
You guys came here to America when you were how old?
I was 11. 70s.
Okay, 70s. And then you came right to LA?
we came straight to LA.
Still went to public school.
Yeah.
How do you forgive somebody when they hurt you?
Ooh,
How
that's
do you-
a tough one.
How do you not have this like generational trauma of like, be angry, they're all against us kind of thing?
You know, I don't know. I guess I'm like my mother. I don't hold grudges. People, and actually things have happened to me before, and people say, well, how can you be friends with them? I don't know. That's just my nature. It's like, okay, it did happen, and yes, they were awful, but whatever. I'm still gonna be their friend.
Do you say the bedtime Shema at night? Do you say, please God forgive those who have hurt me in this lifetime and life?
I do say it sometimes. Not the whole thing.
Yeah, it's okay.
I do say
You're very honest. Your mom said the same thing. I can't say the truth. You're so cute. We're laughing about how cute you are.
Thank you. You cute.
Yes, she
You're
is.
cute. What about you? What's one you can say about forgiveness?
Sit straight, not like.
You gonna forgive her?
I guess I forget.
Well, look at her posture. It's not bad.
I know. Look
She's
at
got a
that.
point.
Oh my
I also
God,
need to
look
sit
at
up.
that.
Yeah,
I
unbelievable.
didn't realize
And
it.
he sat up. Erica.
I mean, I'm similar to that. I mean, I do hold grudges. I do. I mean, I forgive later on, but I do hold a grudge a while. That's just my nature.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, she's like my dad. I'm like
Yes.
my mom.
Yeah, I told you. I said I'm like my
But
dad.
you know,
Get off.
really shaken up. He said, our enemies, something bad happened to them. We should not be happy. And he was crying.
Has a really good,
Soft heart.
soft heart.
What do you admire the most about your parents? There's so much to admire,
Oh my
but
God.
what would you say?
My mother is her strength. I wish I had a percentage of what my mother has. Her strength, her just
Wit.
her wit. Yes. I mean, I call her the firecracker. She is unbelievable.
And my dad, he's super smart.
He is super smart.
Very
Very
somebody
smart.
would have given him a chance when we came to the
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
That saddens me because, you know, like he had to go to work and he didn't really go to school to learn English, but so he's self-taught. My mother always said, don't speak bad about dead people, so there's nothing to say about whatever family, but if somebody would just take an interest in him and say, hey, why don't you go to school, learn the language, I see that you're really good in math. I mean, my father has an amazing brain. You tell him something and he could just figure out the numbers. Great in history. I mean, he could have been an accountant, he could have been a CPA, I'm
What
sure
did he
of
do
it.
instead? What was his job?
Well, menial jobs. And somebody actually in the community, I think he's long gone, but his family's handlish. My dad a job working in a liquor store, you know, just schlepping heavy boxes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then during the day, he worked in a furniture store downtown. And then eventually his brother-in-law opened up a like a little mini market in the valley, you know, like a butcher shop, grocery store, whatever.
But
like
he
a
did
tiny
pretty
restaurant.
well. He brought you guys up in Beverly Hills.
Yes, so
And you're very accomplished, both of you.
thank you. I'm happy. Listen, I
But
don't have
what's-
any regrets, and I love what I do, and I'm happy.
What's one thing you for sure admire about him?
Very kind person.
He's very quiet. He likes attention one-on-one. He doesn't like to butt in when there's a group of people speaking.
Thank you so much for letting me
Thank
be here.
you.
I feel so honored to be
Oh,
here.
you're so
Oh my
kind.
God.